Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to be doing Parshat Tetzaveh this week. Okay, Parshat Tetzaveh. Let's go in. I'm telling you, hopefully we'll find something nice. I have a feeling I already know where this is going, but let's do this. Ve'ata Tetzaveh. And you should command as Bnei Yisrael, the sons of Israel. Ve'yikchu eilecha. They should take for you shemen zayitz zach, oil from olives that are clear. Kasis lamar, they should be squeezed properly. Lamar, so they could be lit for light. Lahalis ner tamid, so that way you could constantly light candles. You constantly light candles. Okay. Va'ata Tetzaveh, we could start like this. Moshe Rabbeinu, his name is not mentioned in this week's Parsha. It turns out that every year, Zayin Adar falls out in this week's Parsha. So that's like maybe his name is not mentioned over here because of that. There's another reason, because next week is Parshat Kisisa, and in Parshat Kisisa, after the Egel, Moshe Rabbeinu said, if you don't forgive the Yidden, mecheni na misifracha, erase me from your sefer, from your book, and the Torah is Hashem's book, and sifracha is sefer kaf, the 20th sefer. Sefer kaf, kaf is 20, so erase me from the 20th book, and Chumash Bereshis has 12, which is Bereshis until Vayechi is 12, and then we have another 8 until Tetzaveh, Shemois ve'eraboy, Shalach Yisr Mishpatim, Teruma Tetzaveh, number 8. And so 12 plus 8 is 20. This is the 20th book of Hashem in the Torah, so that's why his name is not mentioned. Va'ata Tetzaveh does not say Moshe, Vadabar Hashem, or Moshe Lemmer. It says Va'ata and you. Okay. Rashi says Va'ata Tetzaveh, and he goes straight to the word Zach. Zach means it should be clear. B'li Shemarim, it should not have any suds. It shouldn't have anything in the bottom, any how do they say it? Orange juice with pulp. It shouldn't have any pulp. As we learned in Menachas, megargaroi berosh zayis, you have to take them off from the top of the tree. And kosis hazesim hoykoitish b'machteshes, you have to press them down for the oil to come out. Ve'ena tachtam arachaim, don't grind them in a grinder. Kedai shaloi yihu boishmam, it should not have any pulp. But after, once you got tipa rishona, you got the first drop, then machnisan l'rachaim v'toichnan, then you could put them into the grinder and grind them. V'hashemen hasheni, the second oil, the oil that comes out from the grinder, pasal l'menorah, that's not okay for the menorah. V'kosher l'menachos, but that is okay for a carbon mincha when we bring a cake or a mincha to Hashem, which is made out of flour and oil. That oil that is made from olives after grinding, that's okay. Shenemar kosis lama'er, v'loy kosis lamenachos. We need to have it pressed. We need the olives to be pressed for the oil to use for the menorah. And let's finish the pasuk. Lahalis ner tamid, madlik. You light the lahalis ner tamid to constantly light these candles. Madlik, you light the candles. Ad shetehei shel heves oila me'elea, until the flame rises on its own. Meaning, hold the candle to the wick until the fire on the wick rises on its own. And Tamid, kol laila ve'laila karui Tamid. Every night and night is considered Tamid. K'moi she'ata omer, oilas Tamid. As we say, oilas Tamid. And we know the oila, the carbon shel shachar, Tamid shel shachar, is Tamid. Ve'ena ela miyom liyom. It's not a constant, which means every single moment, but it's a constant as in every single day. V'chein b'minchas chavitin nemar tamid, that the Kohen Gadol has to bring a mincha every day, tamid. Ve'ena ela machtzisa b'boker, machtzisa b'erev. It is constant, but it's not always. Aval tamid ha'omer b'lechem aponim, but the tamid that we have by lechem aponim, mishabbos l'shabbos hu, that's from Shabbos till Shabbos. That's a constant. Okay, so talking about Tamid. Tamid is a constant, which is also the same word as consistency. I mean, not same word, but it's being consistent does not necessarily mean constant. and that's where we could get into and defining that difference. This squeezing the oil also it needs to be squeezed directly, and that's called the consistency. The consistency of the oil has to be completely clear. It has to be like shining. Kasis lamar is shemazai zach. It has to be clear, and that's called the consistency. Just like when you make a salad or you make a cake batter, the consistency of this product, is soft, or it's hard, or it's mushy. You have all like the consistency of things, but then you have the consistency of the acts that you do. How do you do them? You do them on a constant basis, which means every single day. And every single day. But then there are certain things which have to be tamid on a constant, like you always have to do them. When Moshe Rabbeinu tells this, Hashem tells Moshe Rabbeinu, tell this to the Yidden, that they should take this oil, he says, Rashi goes in, this is not the oil that we're talking about for the mincha, this is the oil that we talk about for the menorah. So we compared both of these things. What is a mincha? A mincha, as we see in Parshat Vayikra, is someone who can't afford to bring an animal sacrifice. He brings a mincha in order to get his pardon, to get his mechila for whatever he did. If he can't, that's for a chatas. But what if he needs? What if the thing is, he promised that he's going to bring an animal. He promised that he's going to bring a korban, a sacrifice. He could bring a mincha. There are different types of minchas that you could bring, but those are meant for people that that can't afford the regular. We say even such a person who can't afford the regular, you could bring a mincha, but the oil that you use could be on a lower standard than the ones that you put on the candle. When the ones that you put in the menorah. A person who's poor, a person who can't afford more expensive sacrifice, they have different challenges than a person who has money. Someone who has money is going to walk around like comfortable, and they may not even think about Hashem when it comes to buying anything. They're just going to be like, okay, this is what I want, this is what I need, and all I need is money, no problem, I got it, here you go. Someone who doesn't have is going to be turning to Hashem more often, because they say, Hashem, I want to afford something, I want to be able to spend for something good. I'm not saying that he needs some just random things, just going to eat out every single day. I'd like to buy something nice for Shabbos, I'd like to buy flowers for my wife, I'd like to go and be able to afford a home and pay for my kids' tuition, or maybe take a nice vacation to give my kids and family some memories, and not just live the same dull, cycle over and over. So such people, they will probably daven to Hashem when it comes to their financial situation. People who have money, they don't pray for their financial situation unless they recognize that their financials are not guaranteed by Hashem, so they learn how to pray. Someone who brings a mincha has this connection to Hashem where they're like, I know my life is not perfect. I feel like I'm not succeeding in many areas. I feel like my life could be better, but still, Hashem, I'm here for you. I'm living the life that you requested of me. You want me to live a Jewish holy life. Yes, I mess up sometimes, and so I have to bring a sacrifice. Sometimes I just want to be good to you. I want to give you a gift. I want to give you a mincha, and but the most I could give is this. Hashem says, don't worry. In such a case, all I need from you is bring me that flour. You could take even oil that was made through a grinder, and we'll be fine. I'm accepting you for whatever this is, whatever you bring. Someone who has money has to go and dish out some more money. He has to go and lay himself out there so that way he could show Hashem, hey, I'm here. I'm hurting myself. I'm hurting my pocket a little bit, so that way I could show you that I'm here, that I'm providing, or that I'm willing to make this connection with you, Hashem. Because although I don't speak to you that often because things are going well, I feel like I have to tell you thanks. I have to show you some recognition, and of course, if they sin, and which they do have more opportunities for, especially since they have the money, they have to go and bring an actual carbon. But when it comes to the menorah, Hashem says, when it comes to the menorah, I want the clearest, most honest, and light, like the clearest oil possible. With this oil, you'll be able to you can show Hashem your true and honesty, your truth and honesty, and it doesn't matter whichever level. It doesn't matter which level you are, because the menorah is always at the same consistency. This is lahalis ner tamid. It's always at this consistency, and it's always at this constant. There is no, oh, I am poor, so I bring a lower level. I am rich, I bring a higher level. This is always at the top. This is at the highest standard ever. Because when it comes to the menorah, as we know, the menorah is the light, and there is a Gemara that says if you want to daven for Torah, you should turn towards Dharam, because the menorah is on Dharam. If you want to daven for Parnasa, you should turn your focus to north, to Tzafon, that way, because the Shulchan is on Tzafon. And interestingly enough, Rashi explains over here, what's the difference between the Tamid of the menorah and the Tamid of the Lechem Apanim. The Tamid of the menorah is from on every single night. We light it every night, and it should stay lit for the night. But the Tamid that says by the Lechem Apanim, which we had in last week's Parsha, is a constant which remains there forever. Our relationship to Hashem, yes, we could find ourselves many times where we're not doing okay. We're not happy. We have questions. We get lost. We're stuck somewhere else. We're busy trying to make money. We're busy doing anything else. And then when we remind ourselves, hey Hashem, I haven't spoken to you in a while. I want to be closer to you. I want to feel your light inside of me. That has to be on the highest level possible. It does not matter which level you are. It doesn't matter where you are in your life. There's always that consistency that when you show up, it should always be on the clearest level, that you are a part of Hashem, and you're the son of Hashem, and on Shabbos you are the spouse of Hashem. And that is the gift that Jews have with Hashem, that on Shabbos we elevate our relationship to Hashem, and we show up, and this is the Tamid, this is the consistency that we show up, and we try to burn as much as we can. We want our light to be lit. Kol laila v'laila. We give it ubalayla shira imi tefila lekel chaya. We light ourselves up every time when it gets dark. We come to Hashem with the same consistency, with the same clarity, and say, Hashem, doesn't matter where I was, I want to feel you, I want to be part of you. But when it comes to Tamid, which is for the Lechem Apanim, that's on a constant basis. That's when it comes to our Parnasa, it comes to our daily lives, that we do that anyway. We do that all the time. We live on a constant, which is always. That Tamid is not about the consistency, rather it is the constant daily grind, the constant daily life. And that's the difference between the Tamid from here, which is consistency, and the Tamid from there, which is constant. And this is the point when it comes to the menorah. Hashem tells Moshe Rabbeinu, "Va'ata Tetzaveh," and you. It doesn't say Vaydaber Hashem on Moshe Lemmer. Like Moshe said, Hashem tells Moshe, tell this to the Yidden. No, Va'ata Tetzaveh. Just like Moshe Rabbeinu has this level, the great level of Moshe Rabbeinu, where he spoke to Hashem face to face. I want you, this Moshe, this person, the you, like the simple you. We don't even have to name you. Va'ata, and you. Tetzaveh Bnei Yisrael, teach the Yidden how to have this Tamid, how to have this clarity, the consistency, to know that they are clear humans shining towards Hashem. When it comes to a mincha, yeah, you might feel, oh, I'm a little bit lower, I'm a little bit higher, different hierarchies in the level of connection and to Hashem, and that's why I could only afford this. But when it comes to connecting to Hashem, all of us can afford the highest, clearest level, and that's the dual word, the pun of the word consistent. It's consistent, but it also has that clarity, that consistency that we all have within us. And I think that's my piece for this week. I hope you learned something. Have a wonderful Shabbos, and take care of yourself. All right? Check in sometimes. Have fun. Take care.